Yeah. I thought I'd start this video by speaking a language that you're most likely to understand, because me starting out speaking facts would have been too much for your brain to handle. So the big news is in. This guy, I've never heard of him before, but I spent a good couple of hours doing some research, and Elon Musk has acquired the glorious platform that is known as Twitter, and a lot of people are cheering this on like they've won some kind of revolution. Yes, the billionaire who you can't relate to at all, and to be fair, he probably can't relate to you at all, has gained one of the biggest social platforms in the world, and you guys for some reason try to share that glory. Now, this guy, based off of what I've seen, essentially is a con man. He's a guy who hypes things up. The value goes up, whether it be the stock prices, the cryptocurrency, the commodities that he's trying to sell, they all shoot up. Then he scales down his position, dumps on you idiots, the price goes down, he buys back in, and repeats the cycle time and time again. And you guys think this is a good thing. Let's get into the video. So I guess the biggest thing to touch on here, and maybe the only thing, I'm just going to start riffing here and see what happens, is this guy's crypto scams. And I'm holding up air quotes here because it's a very elaborate hoax that people have been pushing for years, right? But I guess you can't technically say it's a scam because, you know, it's unregulated. There's no such thing as, well, we'll get into it in the little chatting point here. So he claims that Dogecoin is the people's crypto, suggesting that all others are like the product of some evil big investor, which is not only ironic but extremely untrue. The whole concept has been corrupt since it went mainstream. It meaning cryptocurrency. So what started off as a true revolutionary way to fight the system by a group of nerds have turned into a way for people to take advantage of others purely based off of speculation. So what do I mean by that? The first ever cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, was meant for a way, it was meant for a way to people on the internet to buy and sell and trade without any kind of government intervention. It started off truly being a currency for the people. Then, of course, the powers that be got word of it, and they didn't like that. They didn't like for us meaning the average everyday person, to do things and they can't get their little grubby hands on it. And they just created this massive slander campaign against it, scaring away your average brain dead news watcher. Oh, it'll never be worth anything. It's just one big pyramid scheme. And when that didn't work, they used things like, oh, it's only used on the dark web to buy drugs or slaves or hire hitmen. I even remember a fake story that was going around my high school at the time, around 2010 for a little bit of context, how somebody's older brother bought like a kilo of cocaine using Bitcoin, which doesn't even make sense because a kilo of cocaine would be like thousands of Bitcoin. I'm sure similar stories have made their way across the world to some degree, but I'm getting sidetracked here. The government of the world saw the power in Bitcoin and decided to scoop it up for themselves. If you can't destroy something, the best way, the true power comes from controlling it. And they did some good old-fashioned market manipulation by way of marketing. They drove the price up and secretly laughed in your face. Of course, at this time, Elon Musk was pretty much irrelevant, other than ripping off investors with his newly founded company and having a cameo in that horrible Iron Man movie. But I'm sure he was actually smart enough to understand what occurred with the true people's cryptocurrency. And he knew all he had to do was wait. Fast forward many years later, Dogecoin pops up as a currency that was created to mock those who treated Bitcoin super seriously. And Elon decided to hoard it throughout the years, being extremely calculated on when he would strike. And his popularity and influence grew, so did his lust for power. And he knew the time was right and decided to pump Doge like crazy, driving the price of a formerly worthless coin to a phenomenon that was worth almost 70 cents. I think it hit 69, or maybe it did hit 71, I'm not sure. But it was around the 70-cent mark. But of course, this wasn't the end. Elon wanted more power. And this isn't even speculation or conspiracy theory at this point. This has actual weight to it. I guess for legal reasons, I should just say it's a theory. But it seems like Elon just enjoys playing with the emotions and wallets of the people. In early of 2021, he claimed Tesla would begin accepting Bitcoin, then retracted that statement once the price rose, and he sold off a large amount, which caused the price to drop significantly. He bought back in. He faced little to no criticism for this, by the way, and this is actual market manipulation. So if this was like the stock market where the SEC is involved, he would literally be going to jail. So just keep that in mind. But he walked away with a huge bag, is what I'm getting at here. And not just that, he gained precious data. The information that whatever he did, he would face no criticism for. He spat in the face of millions, and they just licked his boots and asked him, "Is that clean enough, sir?" It's pure insanity if I've ever seen it. But you can see where I'm going with this. He pretends he's for the people. He has his fake nice guy persona. Fast forward to today, he buys Twitter, essentially having control of the internet. And I am extremely terrified on what will come of this. All I know is that the Upward Ninja might need to suit up in his gear and defeat this supervillain once and for all before it's too late. So I guess this is my hero origin story. So remember, stalking the shadows in the darkest night, the Upward Ninja is watching you.